Hi, Anthony Carruthers, Better Lesson, Master Teacher Project. And here we are planning to complete the following proof. So in analyzing the final conclusion that we're trying to get to, I would share with students that this reminds me of the means extremes property that we've recently studied in the similarity unit. So as they know, the means extreme property occurs when first you have a true proportion. So thinking and working backwards, I'd ask them, what proportion or proportions would produce this particular case of the means extremes property. Okay, so I might give some time for students to think about that, collaborate, talk about it. But eventually we would have to get to this here. So I'll set up a kind of frame for students where we'll say something over something equals, again, something over something. All right, and then I can just build this one piece at a time. So we know that we want the product CE times EB. So for example, this could be CE in the numerator, and if that was the case, EB would have to be in the second denominator. That leaves me still some choices for where to place AE and ED. I'm going to place AE here in the first denominator. So then the second numerator would be also ED. Okay, so again, this is kind of working backwards, and I continue in that fashion by asking what would produce this proportion. So as we have been studying, we know that one main place that produces proportions is similar triangles. So if we were able to find similar triangles that would produce these proportions as a result of side lengths, corresponding side lengths being proportional, then that would get us very close to having an overall plan for this proof. So looking at the diagram, I'm looking for auxiliary segments that I can draw that might lead me to similar triangles that involve these segment lengths. So just trying some things out, I know I could, for example, draw that triangle, and while there are at least 3 other triangles that I could draw, if I'm looking to make similar triangles, this one here appears to make sense. All right, so if I can prove these 2 triangles similar, then show that segment CE corresponds to segment AE in the same way that segment ED corresponds to segment EB, then I'll be, again, very close to having an overall plan for this proof. So this is just kind of a conversation that we use to get things started. From there, students can try things and see what works and see what doesn't work. I want them to understand that this is part of the proof writing process, that usually we don't just get it on the first attempt. We have some basic ideas and things we want to try, and then we have to try those things and see whether or not they're successful. And the second point being that there may be actually more than one pathway that proves to be successful. So I want them to get some chance to try this out, and that's where we will be going next. So once again, Anthony Carruthers, Better Lesson, Master Teacher Project.